When you ask yourself, what do I want? What do I desire? A first naive thought might be to control more things, to have things under my control, to know that tomorrow I won't fail that test, or to know that tomorrow nothing bad will happen to me, or to make apples that don't rot, clothes that don't wear out, to have control over everything. Total omnipotence. You could do everything that you ever wanted to do. Now that might seem like a good thing, but if you really get yourself into that idea with all your imagination, you'll find out that that's not really what you want to do. So let's explore this question. What do you desire? What do you want? Let's suppose that you had a button for everything that you ever wanted. In a click of a button, you can get any imaginable pleasures in the world. You'd have a button for food, a button for watching TV, a button for this, a button for women, a button for, I don't know, a fancy car, a button for everything that you ever wanted. A new thought pops into your head that you want this, and you get a button for that. So you have this huge room full of buttons. And you can just go around pressing every single one of them, all kinds of pleasures imaginable. And you have a blast with that. You go off pressing all of the buttons that you could. But eventually, you would get bored of the buttons that you have. You would start looking for more pleasurable things, more potent things that will bring you even more pleasure, even more excitement than the buttons that you already have. So you go on exploring even more buttons, faster cars, prettier women, more tasteful, better food. All the pleasures imaginable. And you'll go on doing that, needing more buttons, more pleasure. But you'll find that it gets boring after a while. Having a button for everything. You already know what's going to happen. There's no excitement. You got used to all this pleasure. It doesn't even mean a lot to you now. There's not a lot of excitement and new things in your life. But then, suddenly, a new button appears. And on this button, it says, surprise. Now you're intrigued by this. You never saw this button before. So get up close to it. You think about pressing it. For the first time, you don't know what that's going to bring you. It's going to be a surprise. And then you decide to press it, and here you are, watching this video. Isn't this interesting? If you had all the power in the world, every button that you could think of, that you would just press and get anything you want just like that, you'll still end up where you are right now. Because you'll want a surprise. You'll want to know that you won't know what's going to happen. This excitement, this surprise, you need this element. You would get terribly bored if you had everything that you ever wanted. Now you might say right now that you're wrong. It would be very cool to control everything, have everything that you ever wanted. But supposing that you had control over everything, that is to say that the future is completely predictable. You control that too. You know what's going to happen. And a completely predictable future is already the past. Because you already had it. You know what's going to happen. There's nothing new about it. So it would become terribly boring. Really. I mean, look at the chess players, for example. You see these grandmasters, when they are at the end of the game, and they know that one of them is going to win in five moves, they stop playing. They just shake hands and that's it. They keep it like that because there's no point to it. They already know the outcome. Just like how you play cards. Imagine if you knew the outcome of every cards game you played. Imagine if you sit down with your friends and you already know that he's going to be the first person to win, second person to win, third place, fourth place. There would be no point to winning if you knew exactly who got what cards, which kind of cards you would get. Exactly, you would know when this card would come, when this card would come. It would become really boring. There would be literally no excitement in it. This is why when you know the end of a game of cards, you shuffle the decks and start a new game. This is why you don't want to control everything. Because life will become boring. You would know everything that would happen to you. Nothing would surprise you anymore. You'd get bored with all the pleasures. And they are all fleeting. You'd be searching for more and more and more. And the more pleasures you intake, the more potent pleasures you need. And you're just burning yourself out. This is why you need that surprise button. Isn't that crazy? If you could wish for anything, you'd end up in the place where you are right now. Because controlling things is not what you want. A surprise is what people want. But then you ask yourself, what kind of surprise? Well, a pleasant surprise, of course. But what is that? You can't really answer that question, because for a pleasant surprise to exist, there must be an unpleasant surprise. This is why there are good things, bad things. Good surprises, bad surprises. But if you had control of the surprises, then it wouldn't be a surprise anymore. This surprise is really what excites people. I mean, you can just see it in gambling. The whole gambling industry is based on surprise. You don't know whether or not you lose your money or you win twice as much money. If everyone would know if they would win or not, the whole gambling industry would crash. Just in the same way, if you knew what's going to happen in your life, it would become really boring. You need these ups and downs for life to be exciting, for life to be life. It can't be just static. Then it wouldn't be life, would it? It has to go up and down, good times, bad times, suffering, happiness. They are inseparable. This is why you don't want to control everything. Be in power, in control, is not what you want. What you seek is already inside you. You have it. Fulfillment and happiness comes from the inside and not from the outside. It's all internal. Whatever you're searching for, whatever you're desiring, chances are you already have it.